Fresh wahala as Papet rejected Lizzie Gold and Penny protecting Juju ekwensu. Beautiful people, the reports on my table will shock you. If you have been following this story of Juju ekwensu and Yo-Yo-Yo, you're going to agree with me that from the onset of the story till now, we have all heard that their doshes did not accept Juju ekwensu. Yeah, that their doshes have been saying that they don't want Juju ekwensu. They don't even hide it. They have been sending their representative Rita Edochie, who has come out in several videos, to warn Juju ekwensu to let their son Yo-Yo-Yo go. My people, maybe it was when Yo-Yo-Yo tried and just discovered that his family, actually meant what they said, that made him to look for another love when Queen May refused to come back to him. My people, not be small. The story that I am getting right now will shock you. How Yo-Yo-Yo tried to be, serious. Yo-Yo is trying to be serious with Lizzie Gold. He has gotten his divorce certificate. There's no hope for Queen May to come back to him again. So Yo-Yo-Yo actually, is serious about Lizzie Gold. And according to reports I heard, Yo-Yo-Yo, has visited his father, Papet, okay, when he wants to introduce, he went to meet his father to introduce his new love to his father. Before he will carry Lizzie Gold to meet with his father, he has to do should I call this one the verbal introduction before he will now come carry Lizzie Gold in person to his family. So they say Yo-Yo-Yo went to his father, grandpa, with this issue of Lizzie Gold, that now that he has gotten his divorce certificate, that he wants to get married, he wants to be serious, he's in love with somebody, and that he has studied the lady and discovered that she is the type of woman that he needs at this particular point of his life. And after Yo-Yo-Yo, was done with, saying all he has to say, Papet asked him, who is that woman? And that was when I heard allegedly that Yo-Yo-Yo mentioned Lizzie Gold. That Lizzie Gold is the woman that he is talking about. That he loves Lizzie Gold, if he wants to be with Lizzie Gold. Lizzie Gold is the only woman that can replace May Edochie in his life. That, he just loves everything about Lizzie Gold. Everyone knows that Lizzie Gold is a hardworking, lady. That he wants to be with Lizzie Gold as a wife. He wants to travel with Lizzie Gold. He wants to be anywhere Lizzie Gold is. He wants to, formally, get married to Lizzie Gold. So that is why he has come to meet with his father, to talk about it to his father verbally before he will come with Lizzie Gold in person. So they say after Yo-Yo-Yo said everything, Papet replied Yo-Yo-Yo that he has heard what Yo-Yo-Yo said, but Yo-Yo know that there is a problem on ground. Yo-Yo said, what problem? Papet said the problem is Juju ekwensu. Say the Edochies, they don't want any other dragging on the internet again. That Yo-Yo know that Lizzie Gold is on the internet and Juju ekwensu is also on the internet. That they don't want anything that will make the world to drag the name of their Edochies again. They are trying to come out from this one they are already in, and they are not actually find a way of how they can reshape and regain this legacy that they have on the internet before. So they say Yo-Yo-Yo asked his father how. His father said, yes, you have been with Juju ekwensu for about 4 years and you have 3 kids with Juju ekwensu. How do you think it will be possible for you to suddenly leave Juju ekwensu now to get married to another woman? Will it be possible? Are you sure we are not going to be dragged on the internet? They say Yo-Yo say there is nothing that will cause dragging there. That even Juju ekwensu know that he never intends to marry Juju ekwensu. He has told Juju ekwensu his intention before they started, and Juju ekwensu say even though they do not marry, that she like what both of them are doing. That him as a man, he had just discovered that he cannot get married to Juju ekwensu. Juju ekwensu is not the type of man that he needs. They say, no be small. Suddenly, Grandpa started protecting Juju ekwensu. My people, if you're on the internet and have been following this matter, there was a time we heard on the internet that there is something going on between Juju ekwensu and Grandpa. They said this conversation actually, got to a point between Yo-Yo-Yo and his father, that Yo-Yo-Yo started suspecting his father. Yo-Yo started asking his father, why your sudden protection of this Juju ekwensu? This is a woman I tried every thing that I can try to get married to, and you and my mother and my siblings says this woman for over 4 years will not be in this family. You guys, you say you don't need Juju ekwensu. Why is it that when I remove my mind, my soul, and spirit from her, you are now suddenly turning, to protect Juju ekwensu? Why is your sudden change? They said people that were around, and when Yo-Yo was having this conversation with his father, they began to suspect Juju ekwensu, and most of them began to believe the story we have been hearing on the internet. My people, it was not a small something. They say, Papet say no. That there is no way Yo-Yo-Yo can dump Juju ekwensu now. That if Yo-Yo-Yo is not ready for Juju ekwensu, Yo-Yo has to do something. Whether he will settle Juju ekwensu and Juju ekwensu story will end there, anyhow he wants to do it. what is most important is that ekwensu already has 3 children for him. That he will look for how he will act to keep the children before he will move on with another woman. Beautiful people, they say no be small thing that took place, no be small thing, no. They say at the end of the day, when the Papet kept on rejecting this gold, Yo-Yo stood up and told him, I have just told you my mind. The next time I am coming to this family, I am coming with my wife, this gold. That's the woman I tell you that I can get married with too. That's the type of woman I need now in my life. I don't need you, ekwensu. I don't need her. I don't need her. I don't need anything that has to do with her. Not be small, my people, though. They say Papet was busy protecting you, ekwensu. But Yo-Yo said no. I cannot get married to her. That is why if you are on this space, I told you guys in my past video that Yo-Yo has politely dumped Juju ekwensu publicly on the internet. My beautiful people, Yo-Yo told his parents that he cannot get married. He told Papet, pump and play, that he cannot get married to Juju ekwensu. He did not need that kind of woman. He said as per now, Juju ekwensu is on her own. Yo-Yo told his papa, said Juju ekwensu is on her own, that he cannot understand the sudden change, the sudden U-turn of his father. But then Mama Yo-Yo began to ask Papet question, why he is protecting Juju ekwensu, that she is, Josephine began to say she is like suspecting Grandpa. Everybody that was around began to suspect Grandpa, how he was, busy protecting Juju ekwensu. My people, it was not a small something. Remember small, when I heard this story, I would have been forced to agree with what we heard, that whether they say it's the first or the second son of Juju ekwensu is a product of Papet. Every one of us where they inside this story, we know here, but we have heard it, but just I have not made a video about it. But when I got this story, I was tempted, if not for the God that I serve, to believe or to be convinced that that story might be true. If not, why the sudden change? Why is Papet suddenly trying to protect the children of Juju ekwensu? Because I heard he actually, said that if Yo-Yo don't want to get married to Juju ekwensu or has anything to do with Juju ekwensu again, Yo-Yo will look for a way to carry the children of Juju ekwensu to protect the children because they are Edoshis. Beautiful people, it is not a small something. When I got this report, I was like, wow, something that means so many things are going to be revealed. But the best part of this story, that actually got me glad, was when I heard that Yo-Yo stood on his feet. Yo-Yo stood on his ground. Yo-Yo said he cannot get married to Juju ekwensu. That whether comes sun, come rain, he will get married to Lizzy Gold. That Lizzy Gold is the type of woman that he wants, and he knows very well that people love Lizzy Gold. And people, if Yo-Yo actually get married to Lizzy Gold, personally, I'll be happy for Yo-Yo. I'll be happy for him. Lizzy Gold is the type of woman that Yo-Yo, actually needs. Now, my people, not be small. So I got this report, I was like, wow, let me bring it to you guys. Now that it's still hot on my table. See you guys in my next one. Bye.